Hello, I'm Christina Stafford, founder of the Autism Giving Tree. At the Giving Tree, we provide a variety of behavioral health and life coaching services to individuals with autism and other developmental disabilities. As a part of the series of interviews with sponsors, speakers, and vendors for the upcoming Spring Holistic Expo, I am interviewing Diane Soucy. Diane is the founder of the Activities for Daily Living Center. Hi, Diane.
Hi, Christina. Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome. So it's your turn to be interviewed.
Yes, it is.
How about we start with you telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, as you mentioned, I am the founder of the Activities for Daily Living Center. At the Daily Activities for Daily Living Center, we are dedicated to providing meaningful services, supports, and programs to individuals with autism. And we do that in a variety of different ways. We kind of got started because of my own journey with my son and the challenges that we faced as a family as part of his diagnosis of autism at 22 months.
Yeah, I think that's how a lot of people get started, huh?
Yeah, I would agree with that statement.
Yeah, so you've been at this for a while then.
Yes, I have. Matthew is 19 now. He just had a birthday last week. So yeah, I've been in the game for about 17 years.
All right. Well, happy birthday, Matthew.
Oh.
And is it okay if I call it ADLC?
Yes, that's actually how I refer to it. So yeah.
For sure. And that's definitely how I know ADLC is like, it's ADLC.
Right.
So what types of services or resources are you currently providing at ADLC?
For the most part, we are mobile. So actually, for all the parts, we're mobile. We don't have a brick and mortar at this time. I've already explained the mission, and that is to provide resources, supports, and programs. So right now they're mobile. So mostly we do a lot of special education advocacy. So I do a lot of that like nationwide. I've helped families in Colorado. I've helped families in Arizona, New Hampshire, like all over the place. As a special education provider yourself, you know that we can do things via conference calls, that, now we're doing Zooms. So special education advocacy is a big part of what we do, but we also are really, it's part of the mission to be sure that we're providing resources to families. I know when my son was diagnosed, I was given a sheet of paper and told to, there was like 4 people on it for early intervention, and that was it.
Right.
After that, you don't really, as a parent, I didn't know what to do. So it became part of the mission to make sure that we provide resources to families that they could go to until we have our own building. We also, we pair people with job opportunities. We've hosted programs where we do days out or all kinds of stuff, really. But a big part of what we do is those resources and connecting and creating community relationships that will provide opportunities for families dealing with those types of diagnoses.
I love it. I love it. And advocacy and resources, I mean, you hit the nail on the head right there. Those are the 2 big things that really there's a severe lack of, honestly. And like you said, I mean, I happen to have experience, in my career working with a lot of newly diagnosed families. And, there just is no roadmap. And,
Right.
and they oftentimes feel very lost and confused. And I mean, while I haven't experienced it myself, I can tell that they're scared.
Sure.
So many unknowns. So to be able to have somewhere to go to access support and resources, and that advocacy piece
Right.
is so critical, because as we know, I mean, and we've really got to see it in the last 2 years. I mean, if there's not someone holding them accountable, they will completely ignore IEPs.
Absolutely.
So to have an advocate is just amazing. So, and it's really good to know that I can send anyone to you, regardless of where they're living in the United States.
Right.
That's one of the cool benefits of virtual stuff, that we have entered the realm of virtual, right?
Very true, though. It is like, because of these relationships, and because, like I do go to a lot of conferences and I have relationships like I do with you, like I have friends that are in Arizona. So if they need to find like a group for something, I can call someone and I can ask and I can say, oh, here, let me connect you with this person. So yeah, it's huge because as your child grows, the needs change.
Right. And I
So,
like how you use the word bridge,
right.
because that's really how I actually see ADLC
Yeah.
as well. It's very much a, bridging a person or a family to what they need. And they may not know what they need, right?
Right.
So what they need is ADLC.
Absolutely. I concur.
So do you have any upcoming programs that you want to share about?
I do actually. We have a new one. I've been calling, instead of calling April Autism Awareness Month, like yourself, I have been calling it, Autism Action Month for years. There's no longer a need for awareness. Everybody is aware. The rise in incidence of autism is just astonishing. So, as part of Autism Action Month, we are at this point starting to take registration for a fast friending program, which actually and coincidentally, we will be partnering with you and your organization to provide some consultation and readiness screening to individuals. And that program, if you want to try to picture what that fast friending looks like, that it looks a lot like speed dating, except for you're not looking for a date. You're looking to find someone to connect with that share your common interests and get out and socialize. It's the way I see it. As you and I have discussed, it's a social opportunity, it's recreational, but it's also educational. A lot of our kids need practice, and autism and intellectual disabilities like that are lifelong. So you don't age out. Just because you're 25 doesn't mean you suddenly know how to make friends. So this is an opportunity for that. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I love it. I love the name that you came up with. I love the whole concept. And I'm not just saying that because I'm involved. It's just a really beautiful thing. And I like how you mentioned that it is also educational, right? I mean, really the focus is social, but there's a learning opportunity here, right? And I do think that I know that every person needs connection. And that is, one thing, unfortunately, that is often lacking in the lives of individuals with autism. And it doesn't get better as they get older. In fact, sometimes I think it gets worse, and there could be this loneliness aspect. And the part of trying to find common interest, I feel, is really the critical piece here, right? Because we do put our kids, especially younger kids, we do put them, in a variety of social situations, and we expect them to develop friendships just based on proximity to other people, right? But especially in the world of in autism, where personal interest can be very specific and very limited sometimes.
I would
So
agree with that. Yeah.
really critical to find a person who shares those interests, right? Because that's how a true, genuine friendship is going to develop.
Agreed. 100%. Just like us. I mean, we're better able, this is part of the diagnosis, right? Like we're just better able to pick up on the social cues that someone is interested. We're better able to, excuse me, but let's be honest, feign interest because we're interested in other things about a person. Individuals with autism can, I'm not speaking for all individuals with autism, but some can really be very, like you said, focused. So providing them that opportunity to find someone with similar interests in a way that is safe and fun and quick without too much pressure, it's a beautiful thing.
Right. Yeah. And the coaching aspect in advance is a nice thing to offer as well.
Agreed.
For, preparation. And, it takes a lot of that anxiety and pressure off when you already know what to expect.
Exactly. Exactly. So we'll have like a screening form. When you sign up, we'll send you out a screening form and you'll fill that out. And as the parent or individual, let's presume competence, parent or individual is filling out this form, they're going to get a feel for whether or not they're ready. We're also going to be releasing some modules so that they can watch a video of what that looks like. and then they can have a conversation with their caregiver or make a determination for themselves if they're ready for that. And at that point, if they're unsure, that's when they're going to reach out to the Autism Giving Tree and make sure they're ready.
That's awesome. And just one last thing that I love about ADLC is that you, the founder, are a mom.
Yes.
And that brings a unique perspective that you just can't get anywhere else, right? Me being a professional in the field of autism for many, many years, I still don't have that, right? And you bring that, and that is very unique and special, and it makes ADLC just even that much better. So tell me, how did you become involved with Children's Health Defense PA and this current expo?
Well, I got involved with Children's Health Defense a couple years ago. When RFK Jr. really started to speak out about the origins of autism for some families and individuals. And it rang true for what I saw with my own eyes in my own home. Again, I can't speak for everybody, but I know what happened to my son. And in educating myself, and as CHD National became more popular and available, they were just amazing scientific articles and research, and they were pulling from the mom resources, and it just, I felt a real connection there. And what I love about it is it doesn't just focus on children with challenges or people with challenges. It's talking about the toxins in our environment, things that are already overloading us adults, and then of course you bring the children into it. So it kind of tied those pieces together. But the icing on the cake for me is really how they understand. And this is really crucial when we were speaking about that advocacy piece, that legislation is also crucial. I know a lot of people don't think so, but if you're not paying attention to the legislation, there are laws being passed that really can infringe upon the rights of individuals with challenges. We need to keep vocal and keep that community in the conversation and make that community aware of changes in the laws and things like that. So they focused on that too. So as far as CHDPA, that's exactly what they were doing. And they needed a volunteer, and I love what they do. So here I am.
Yeah, they're covering all the bases, and you really got it there, where it's about environmental toxins, right? And they come at us from so many different ways and so many different avenues. And it would be a disservice to narrow it down to one specific thing or two specific things, right? So this overarching, holistic sort of realm is really where you land.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so absolutely. I mean, for my own family, we did the doctor piece. We've been going to the doctors. We've been, there's not a lot that a doctor can do when, they sort of plateau with doctors. There's a lot of prescriptions involved, and, medicate. And if they're all just Band-Aids. So I'm really looking forward to the expo, because at this point we've really, I guess you could say, like, we're at that plateau. It is time to really get to the root cause. In order to help my son reach his fullest potential, we need to get to those root causes with people who understand on a deeper level.
Yeah, I mean, that is really the essence of the difference between holistic health and your conventional mainstream Western medicine, is that holistic health aims to find the root cause and solve that problem from that perspective, where your conventional mainstream medicine right now is about treating symptoms, which does not tackle the root cause, which, as you know, does not help in the long term, right? So in a sense, it's useless.
Right. So I mean, there's a place for it. Don't get me wrong. There is a place for it, but
yeah, I
agree. Really need both together.
I agree.
Yeah.
So do you, will you be having a speaking time slot tomorrow?
I do. I'll be speaking at 9:30 if we're on schedule. I'll be speaking at 9:30, and I'll be speaking briefly just to my family's journey, how we ended up being someone who needs to participate in the expo, not just as a speaker, but as a parent.
Right. Awesome. So what about your work? Are you having a workshop as well, or just the speaking?
Yes. Well, the workshop focuses more on the challenges families like myself. Well, really, I'll be speaking to my own family situation, but I know so many in our country right now are going through this. And it's basically about the failure of health systems. I was going to say certain, but most health systems, and how there's this model that you have to follow, these hoops you have to jump through. And I think the last couple of years really hyper focused on allowing these institutions to discriminate. It's literally medical discrimination, what has been occurring.
Right.
So that my workshop really is more talking about that. And when someone is going through that, what avenues you can use to assert your rights and, really advocate for your family or yourself when they fail, when they consistently tell you they will not see you because you
Right.
won't comply with health system policies.
Right. Yeah. So relevant right now. Really good topic. I unfortunately will have to miss it, but
Well,
I know
you're
you
going to have a
know.
table there too. So
Right.
looking forward to getting to your table.
Right. So speaking of tables, let us know where people can find you, what's going to be at your table.
Sure. Typically what I put at my table is, again, the resources. I put my favorite resources on my table everywhere I go because, again, I get a lot of like individual questions. And when I'm hearing those questions, I'm thinking of these resources. So I like to have them on the table. So there'll be advocacy resources, educational resources, community resources that people will be able to pick up and take home with them. And then, of course, there'll be information about ADLC and the resources and programs that we have. And
That's
then,
amazing.
I'm sorry, what was the other question?
Where can we find you? What table number?
Oh, I don't know what table number I am. I do know that when you walk into the venue, I will be the second booth on the right.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a
You're right
perfect
there
spot.
when you walk in.
Yeah,
Hey.
you're like a hub of resources for
Yes.
autism.
Yep. And other challenges, because again, there's this overlay of stuff.
Right. Sure.
You
Of
know,
course.
so for example, one of the things that will be at my table and that is really important right now is a petition that Health Freedom PA has. And what they're doing is they're collecting signatures for House Bill 2013, which has been brought forward by Representative Diamond. And this bill is really addressing, it's going to create an amendment to the Pennsylvania Constitution. So I do need everyone to stop by and sign this petition to have this bill heard and passed. It is the protections against medical mandates for Pennsylvanians. It's crucial. So please stop by, if not for anything
Absolutely.
else,
I will
to
be
sign
sure to
that.
spread the word on that petition
Yeah.
for sure. Is there anything else that you want to add about ADLC?
Just that, right now, like I said, we're mobile. I'm able to help out in a variety of different ways, but the vision of the Activities for Daily Living Center is very large. We need to start fundraising. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is, last year we held a Freedom Symposium in Philadelphia. So we are going to do it again. And this year it will be a fundraiser for ADLC so that we can get ourselves a brick and mortar and really make it just the hardest working building you've probably ever walked into, as far as providing those programs and supports. So please be on the lookout for the announcement for where the venue will be and who will be speaking. Last year we had Mary Holland, we had Dr. James Lyons Weiler. I mean, this year is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great, informative, educational. But the vision of ADLC is really going to change the delivery service model of how we help families and how we help individuals. We're small, but we have a very big vision. So I do want to.
I love the vision. I absolutely love it. And people can find out more information at myadlc.org.
Yep.
Right, or your Facebook page. And do you also have an Instagram?
We do. So when you go to ADLC, there'll be icons that you can just tap.
Perfect.
So once you go to the website, you just tap and it'll take you right to our social media. Of course, you can always reach out to me directly. There's a link right on my website. Please do reach out.
All right, awesome. myadlc.org, everyone. Well, it was really nice to interview you, Diane. It was really my pleasure. Thank you for asking me to do this.
Oh, thank you for doing it.
Interviewer.
I thought you did fantastic.
And I look forward to seeing your table at the expo tomorrow.
All right. We'll look forward to it. Thanks, Christina.
You're welcome. Have a nice one.
Thanks.